Don't let it touch that. Hey, everybody.
Hello. Do you see yourself?
We're here.
We're here. Oh, with our unmade bed, it's been a crazy day.
It's been a little chaotic.
What? You see yourself, don't you?
Yeah.
We were outside today playing in water. Grandma had to flush the pool, and then we took some of the pool water and put it in the little kiddie wading pool. And the kids jumped around and played in the gross grass and dirt that got into the kiddie wading pool. They put a slide into the kiddie wading pool, and we're going down the slide, having lots of fun. Uriah realized he can't climb up the slide because he falls down. He didn't like that very much.
Really? Still kind of bright.
Oh, you see yourself. He's so happy. He likes the computer. You can't touch the microphone.
Because it's messing up my lighting. This, there's not much good we can do with the lighting in this room. So, yeah, it's going to be interesting. So sorry for the chaos today. It has been a busy day already. We went to help some. I guess I won't say anything about that yet because you never know who's watching. So we went and did something that was a thing. Some of us did, and some of us didn't, and her and the youngest didn't. So
I stayed home with Josiah, the 8-year-old, Abigail, the 5-year-old, Uriah, the almost 3-year-old, and then this little guy, who's 9 months. We stayed home, and like I said, we played out in the water, and we also did a Bible study. We learned about the armor of God. Woohoo! But you didn't really learn much. No.
He might have learned something.
Well, he might have.
He's pretty quick.
He can't tell you. He learned anything.
He's pretty smart.
He's being pretty cute right now. So
I know that fan noise isn't bothering anybody, but I feel like I'm yelling. So I'm trying not to yell. No, I'm trying not to yell. It's not you.
There we go.
And I'll turn that mic a little bit. We're working with a microphone again, trying to figure out the best way to provide you with sound where you can actually hear us. That sound, can you hear? Whoa, it's very subtle. Yes, it's very nice. And now my ear. Yes, that's where you hear from, is in your ear. We have our anatomy and physiology lesson.
I will go out if I need to. We have little children in the back, and I will go deal with them if necessary. Oh, we have that little one. I meant the ones that are out there.
Yeah.
So if I hear
outdoors,
children, they might need assistance. I'll run out to see them. So anyway, today's been crazy in a good way, but because of the nature of playing in dead grass and dirt, I brought all the littles inside and needed showers, which were supposed to be done before Daddy and Virginia, Naomi, and Samuel got home from all their grossness. And they came home all covered in filth. So they took showers. Mm-hmm. So everybody today has gotten a shower, which is good because Saturdays are usually our shower day. But you'll notice that it is 2:00 in the afternoon and my kids have already been in pajamas for a while because that's what they chose to put on after their showers. Yeah.
It's okay. I still feel like I'm recovering. Like I came home from the thing that we did and I was pretty tired. And so we ate a little lunch and I had a little nap. And then I woke up about 12 minutes ago and
set up the computer.
My brain is still not quite here. So if you can't hear me or if you can't see us, it's probably my fault.
And
I'm going to try to sit back here because my wife is much smaller.
And this guy was having a nap outside. He took a late morning nap. We put him on a little pad out in the yard, and he was sleeping well until a big sibling was playing with water guns, and water got all over him. So he then woke up, then took another short nap, but I'm not sure if he's napped all the way. But he sure likes that computer. Oh. Yeah. So anyway, this week has been a crazy week. If you want to know how our week went, watch our video we did yesterday about Mark's dystonia and how that affects our daily lives. Because we had a new meeting with a doctor. They're trying a medication which might make him stop shaking, and the rest, they don't know what to do with him.
I don't even want to go through all that again. Yesterday was 37. It was going to be a 5 or 10 minute video. Then we were like, maybe a 10 or 15 minute video. And we ended up talking for 37.5 minutes. And it was all about how my condition affects me and how it affects our family and how we're trying to look to the future in hope, knowing that there isn't a cure more like symptom management. So we dealt with a lot of that on that video. So you might see that video. Go looking around our YouTube channel if you haven't found it yet. So that was already kind of taxing. So I was wondering what we're going to talk about today. But a lot of times I do this. I say, so what are we going to talk about? And she says, something will always come up. And something always comes up. And so you get whatever's in our heads right now. And I'm going to turn the camera a little bit more. You can still see a baby, but the light is a little better that way.
Okay.
Yeah. So what are we going to talk about?
I don't know. What do you want to talk about? We talked about diet last week. So what's been going on with diet? Have I made any meals that you've enjoyed this week?
You have made lots of meals that I enjoyed. If you watched any of our 5 grocery haul videos in the last week and a half or so, we did a lot of grocery shopping.
And we didn't even show the Sam's Club we got yesterday of 8 things of salsa, 2 boxes of tortilla chips, and something else.
Vitamin C.
Vitamin C. I got some vitamin C just to have on hand for when flu season happens this year.
Yeah, so there's actually more stuff coming too. I think there's still part of that Sam's Club order coming. So we've been stocking up. As you may have seen, we've done a lot on the basement. So we've been working on that. But part of that is also trying to eat a certain way, trying to limit my carbs, which isn't a problem with anyone's cooking. It's a problem with someone's choices outside of meals, generally. So this person is trying to be a good person and not eat all the yummy goodness that that I see floating around in my world.
It helps that it's summer and it's hot and we have not been making bread regularly.
Right.
So that has been helping, except if you saw on our Sam's Club video, we had somebody nicely donate us a bunch of carbs and we've been enjoying those.
I'd like to bless your family with a cartload of carbohydrates. It's very nice. So we were richly blessed with all kinds of goodies that I'm not eating a whole lot of, but the kids are really thoroughly enjoying.
And we are giving the kids carbs. Like, don't take this to think that our kids are not getting a fully rounded diet. We just feel that Mark and in some cases myself could use lower carbs. For me, I'm nursing, so anything goes.
It's not that we're not eating carbs, not that we're going crazy on a diet. We're just, I know me and I eat a lot of stuff that I don't need to eat anyway. So when I do eat, I'm trying to make sure that I'm eating proteins and things that are not just loaded with sugar and highly processed foods, which we don't eat a lot of those things anyway, generally, but I'm trying to avoid them even further. And those are the things that I go to when I'm not feeling well, which is often. So if I'm not feeling well, then I really prefer not to, I really prefer certain foods and I really need to stay away from them. I'm sorry, I'm still mostly asleep, which has a lot to do with being busy this morning, trying to do something this morning.
This week, has there been anything you've enjoyed we've had for meals?
Meat. I have eaten more meat in this last week than I have had in quite some time. Not that we don't eat meat either, but I just especially enjoy meat and cheese, mostly meat. And I'm not gonna get into the whole red meat versus not red meat and all that kind of stuff. We're not about that. And I don't think we should be talking about diet today. But anyway, thus far this week, I have definitely enjoyed some wonderfully filling meals that weren't packed with, that didn't include crackers and bread and chips and things like that. Yeah, that's all I got to say about that.
Okay.
We must have something better to talk about than diet today.
Well, I was going to give an update for anyone who happened to see but didn't see the update. Josiah had his tooth out on Tuesday. Not a great experience, but the tooth is gone, so the infection has worked its way out. And he's finishing his dose of antibiotics. But he had a ton of seizures on Wednesday morning, the day after getting the tooth out. And I don't know if it was infection leaving his body or the trauma of the tooth being pulled or what it was, but he had back-to-back seizures for a good part of the morning. But of course, by the time the doctor's offices would have opened, he was slowing down. So,
and thankfully, by 11 o'clock or so,
he only had like 2 or 3 the rest of the day.
Which is typical for him. Like there's nothing they're ever going to be able to do with medication to regrow 40% of his brain that's missing. And learning new things and difficulty and stress is very hard on him anyway because of his cerebral palsy and his epilepsy. And then going through a difficult event where you meet a new dentist and you have your tooth pulled out and all of that can be difficult anyway. There was some other to it, but we're not going to talk about that today either.
But anyway, he's doing much better, and
much better.
He woke up the next, Thursday morning, have any more than normal. He's been normal since then.
Right.
And we've been able to get out and enjoy like the pool and things like that, because when he's really bad, we don't allow bike riding or the pool or, things to keep him safe.
Yeah.
He's usually worst in the morning. But if he takes a nap, he's bad after nap time too. So just trying to make sure we're doing what we can on our end so he doesn't have them, but that's what's going on.
Yeah.
So is our chat working? Is anyone there?
Yeah.
We're just wondering if anyone has any questions.
We're willing to totally divert from we don't know what we're talking about today. It has been a very long week, a very busy week, a very good week in many, many ways.
But like yesterday, we had a surprise visit from my sister and her friend. Hi, guys. Hope you're having a good weekend. But it was, I don't know, she wrote to us Wednesday or Thursday and said, hey, can we come hang out with you guys all day Friday? Which was great. And so it would just, our whole day yesterday went crazy. And we got to go in the pool, which was really, really fun. But of course, a long day. Hey, Angela, anything you want us to talk about? Ask us a question. Q&A with Mark. That's what today is. It's not, we have no idea what we're talking about. It's Q&A with Mark. So ask us some questions.
Hey, Angela's here. Yes, okay. Everything's working now. That should come through sometime this year, hopefully.
Okay, I know.
Maybe not. We'll see.
Do you want to go back to sleep?
I actually put in a chat. I put in a comment there and it's not there. So I'm not sure if we're doing whatever, but hey, how are you? Yeah, see?
We're not there. Okay, so Angela, ask us some questions. It's hot here.
You had a question and it's gone now?
I can't answer gone questions.
Answer a non-gone question.
You got to give me a question.
There we are. Look at that.
Did we figure it out? No.
No, we didn't figure it out.
So it's hot here. Still hot here in Maine. We've been out in the pool. We've been enjoying life.
It has been in the 80s here in Maine. Pretty much all week long, actually. It has been pretty much 80-something all week long. And for us here in Maine, that's pretty hot. We get this about 2 or 3 weeks a year, maybe. So, anyway. Was it about shopping? Your question could have been about shopping. Could have been about all kinds of stuff.
Well, we went out this week and we went out to Owl's Head Lighthouse, which was really, really pretty and really, really nice.
And we watched a lobster fisherman. It was so great. He was so nice to us. He probably didn't even know we existed. He was just out pulling his traps.
Well, he probably knew we existed because we were the only people on the beach. Was awesome, too.
And there were 3 of us, all with our cameras focused on him. So we all took out our little cell phone cameras because we record everything on Herding Little Cows except for live streams on our little $30 track phones because we're cheapskates. But that's good. We like being cheapskates. And you know what? Nobody seemed to be worrying about the quality. So that's good. So anyhow, we got all our little cell phones. And then we saw this fisherman. And it looked like him and his wife, actually, probably in their 60s or so, somewhere in there. And he was driving the boat around, and he would turn around and get up to a buoy and grab it with his gaff and pull it up and put the thing on the pot hauler, and the winch would turn it around and pull up the trap.
He'd pull up the thing and put it on the thing, and then the thing would pull it up, and he'd do something with the thing, and then he'd throw the thing back in the water.
That's why we didn't do a voiceover in the video. We just put music on it. It was much easier. So anyway, we watched this lobster fisherman go, and the kids were crawling up on rocks to get a better vantage point to watch this lobster fisherman at work. And it was fun for us, and we did put up a video. It's a very simple video, but that's what we're trying to do, is just share our lives. That was something that we enjoyed watching that day, so we shared it with you. So that was a good time. Owl's Head State Park has got to be one of the prettier places nearby us. There's the rocky kind of coastline, and there's some nice old trees, and there's a lighthouse up above, and it's a very protected little cove, and you can watch. There's a Maine State Ferry Service runs a ferry, actually 2, that run back and forth between Rockland, which is about 5 minutes away from us, and then about 14 miles offshore is Vinyl Haven and North Haven and some other islands.
Vinyl Haven's the biggest.
Vinyl Haven's the big one, yeah. So just offshore of Rockland, mid-coast Maine, they run the boat service that comes out of the Rockland Harbor and goes out through past. The channel is really well protected. They put in this large breakwater, which is a granite structure that comes up and slows the water and the current from the wind and the waves from the ocean coming in. I'm not speaking very clearly today. I'm sorry. I'm still sort of not awake. But Owlshead State Park, beautiful little spot. Terrible road to get there. I think it slows people down probably, and probably contributes to the pocketbooks of local mechanics, and ensures that you make sure you check out your car before you drive there. Anyway, I'm really not feeling.
I was
well.
going to get a picture of the Rockland map
here.
up, so you keep talking while I do that.
Oh, I'm going to keep talking. That's great. They can't talk straight today.
So I was going to show you guys where Rockland is, not necessarily in relation to us, but where this thing is we're talking about.
Right. But it's a protected little cove anyway. So you can watch the ferries run back and forth. You can watch all the sailboats that are leaving the harbor to go out towards Vinyl Haven and just out in the open water, and that are headed out from Rockland down towards Camden and some of the more popular spots on the coast, and even up to Acadia National Park, Bar Harbor area. All kinds of cool stuff. And we get to see, watch all of it.
So we'll show you. Whoa. I don't know if you can see this.
Nope.
There's the map. Can you guys see that?
Let me get it a little bit closer right here.
Okay. So that is the map of the coast of Maine. And then if I go in, here's more of the coast of Maine, Rockland. And this is the island we're talking about, Vinyl Haven. Island right there.
We're going to learn how to do graphics better at some point in our lives.
I don't know how to do this.
That was the worst graphic I've ever seen, I think.
No, I've watched some YouTube videos. There's some worse than that.
Really? Yeah. You know what? I watched a YouTube video last night, and we're not going to talk about it. We're just not going to talk about it, because if I talk about it, I'm probably going to get all wound up or something.
Let's just say.
Some people shouldn't make YouTube videos.
Let's not say with positivity and conviction what the Bible says about the end times as a here's what this means, because everybody has thought they know here's what this means and here's what the end means.
It's only been about 1950 years of people saying, I'm positively certain this is exactly what happens, what's going to happen, and Jesus is coming back in about 10 minutes. So I'll just leave that alone. I really need to leave that alone, because don't get me wound up.
It was a good laugh last night, though.
We had a good little date night just laughing at how forcefully we can be.
The baby's trying to touch the fan.
Convinced of things that aren't even
there.
So in the vicinity of true. But anyway, so now what are we going to talk about?
So today,
I'm not going to talk about that.
So today, talking about truth, the kids and I are going through the armor of God. So we were saying the verses of the armor of God. Finally be strong in the Lord and in the strength of his might. We were going through those, and I gave all the kids cards with the pictures of the different pieces of armor on them. And when we got to the right part, they had to hold the cards up. This was for the 8-year-old and younger. And then we did a scavenger hunt that I found.
No, okay, no.
Is clicking, and if you've heard that before, the noise of clicking in your mouth is one of the things that hurts Mark's head.
Yeah, if you watched our video the other day, it's kind of interesting to see people make certain noises and watch my eyes flutter and then start to go a little fuzzy. Yeah.
So
it's not an annoyance thing; it's a medical thing. Yeah.
So yeah, they had to hold up the armor of God piece when we got to that part of the verse. So we read the verse multiple times playing this game. And then I found a scavenger hunt for the pieces of the armor of God on Pinterest. And I just recently got back on Pinterest. I don't know if you friend people on Pinterest or how that actually works. I'm not really sure. I was looking for armor of God study stuff. And so I found this Bible study. And so then we were talking about the belt of truth today. What does truth mean? Where do we get truth?
It seems like last week we discussed truth, because we were studying in John chapter 14, where Jesus says, I am the way, the truth, and the life, and no one comes to the Father except through me. All the while, the people that were standing around him were saying that what he was saying wasn't true, and his testimony about himself wasn't true. So it was we've had a lot of discussions about truth. Truth matters. I guess a lot of things matter, but a lot of people say it's better to not say things that might be offensive. Certainly we need to have grace with one another, but there's also sometimes when truth just needs to be said. Sometimes you just have to say what needs to be said, even if it makes people uncomfortable. And there's sometimes when I probably ought to keep my mouth shut. I don't know when those times are, so I just keep talking.
But if it's biblical counsel.
Yes, biblical counsel should always be welcomed.
We need to make sure that we know our Bibles well enough that we know that what we're giving is biblical counsel. And if we're not sure what the Bible says about it, we should be willing to say, let me get back to you on that. Let me study that out. Let me not just spew because I want to hear myself talk.
And I think to some extent, we all have those beliefs that we believe with all of our hearts that didn't come from the Bible. Sometimes our beliefs come from just what our parents taught us. Sometimes it's our culture or something we read in a book, or maybe it's the wrong song lyric like we talked about before. But there are some things in which we have studied them thoroughly and we have discussed them with who have a different viewpoint than we do, or different understanding or different convictions than we do. And that's not a scary thing. It seems like the world has become a place where no one's allowed to disagree with one another without shouting at one another. I know I'm not endorsing any videos or anything. I know there was a video that was going around on Facebook about the whole coronavirus and hydroxychloroquine. I don't have an opinion on that. What I have an opinion on is people saying, you're not allowed to say that, and you're not allowed to think that, and you're not allowed to talk about that. That kind of has become the way we are as a culture, is if I disagree with you, that I'm going to use whatever power or authority I have to make sure that you're not allowed to even think something that disagrees with me. It's not a very safe place to be, I don't think. I don't think that's a wise place to be.
We know a lot of people that we disagree with on a multitude of issues, and we can still love them. And
I'm going to get up.
Cherish them.
I'm going to have you sit.
Okay.
I'm going to move some stuff.
The baby.
We have a baby crawling around, and we don't have the advantage of our older kids are busy right now, so I'm going to get out of the way.
Okay, I'm coming back in.
Closer, so you look bigger instead of me looking bigger.
If you want to grab him a toy of some type, that's probably what he wants.
I'll grab him. Here's the toy.
He keeps trying to eat my nose. He's been eating applesauce recently and has decided that everything is to eat right now. And he wants to eat our fan. That's what we're trying to keep him away from, is he keeps grabbing the fan. So, yes, we know a lot of people that we disagree with on even some really big issues, but we can still love them and care about them because they are people that are made in the image of God, and they deserve to speak their mind, and everyone to be able to have thoughtful discussion about what's going on. The problem is when it becomes a yelling match. For us, the Bible is truth. I mean, the Bible is truth for everybody, but that's where we go to when we're looking for the answer to these big life questions. So as long as we just keep bringing them back to what the truth is, things will be okay. We got some toys, so he's going on the ground.
Some toys and moving some stuff and trying not to be loud. If
But
it's loud, I'm sorry.
We can disagree, and we can continue to bring up what the Bible says about something. And somebody who's a Christian should want to look into the Bible and see what the Bible says about that topic. Somebody who's not a Christian isn't going to necessarily understand what we're saying, but if we treat them with love and respect, even though they might know that we very much disagree with their stance on something, we can still show them love.
Mm-hmm.
Does that make sense?
You're saying you can love someone and disagree with them
At the same time.
at the same time, and you can do that with grace.
Mm-hmm.
Without compromising truth.
Yeah.
Are you sure?
And sometimes the discussion has to be brought up.
Millennials are not allowed to have that opinion. I think they might shut this video down. I'm sorry if they do. It might happen.
Some people, he's of course not going to the toys, he's going to the other things that he shouldn't have. Some people, like some topics you need to talk about. They're like, we talk about abortion. especially when we're outside the abortion mills and there's mothers actively going in to have abortions. That is an important time to talk about that topic. There are other times where somebody knows my stance on abortion, strongly knows my stance on abortion, and we're at a party together and I don't have to bring up abortion just to cause a fight.
Right.
I mean, if that person is like going into the back room to have an abortion, yeah, we're going to talk about it right there. But it's not something that has to be brought up every moment.
Yeah.
Every time that I'm with people, they know that we do things in a certain way because we want to glorify God. And we'll even say it in those words. We want to glorify God. But like, my sister came to visit yesterday. My sister and I are not politically on the same side.
Right. So
there was something I had been reading in the news that I wanted to mention, but I didn't want it to get in a fight with everybody. So I said to her, this little guy's waking up behind me. I said to my sister, I said, okay, this isn't a politic thing. We don't want to talk about politics today because we don't want to have an argument. Mm-hmm. Here's the story I was reading. It was like that type of thing. Mm-hmm. I knew that what the story I was reading was not necessarily political, but I knew it was something that could veer to a political realm. Mm-hmm. So I said, hey, we don't need to disagree on this thing.
But the thing is, I don't disagree. I don't argue politics a whole lot with people.
Right, exactly.
I argue truth, and that influences the way who I would vote for.
I just brought it up because I knew I had that with my sister yesterday, where I specifically said, we're not going to discuss politics because it can be a situation that it just becomes an argument. And then there's other times where you want to have that banter back and forth. I just didn't think it was something in front of the kids to have banter on politics when it wasn't even political.
He's just not going to allow this to happen today.
He just doesn't want it. He just doesn't want it. Angela, have you thought of your question yet? Please. This little guy wants a question. He's so cute. He'll smile for a question.
Please, Mum, could I have a question? Please, Mum, could I have a question? I'd like one. Like to have some clarification.
Like, what? You gonna wave at the camera? We wave now. Can you wave?
You gonna wave?
Can you wave?
This is our children proving us wrong.
He does wave. He's just gonna hang there with the limp.
He does wave.
Limp wrist.
I think he said "I love you" to me the other day. I walked out in the morning. You can wave. Here you go.
There we go. Do it. Wave at the
camera.
He
said or something like that. And I was convinced he said, I love you.
There you go.
Samuel thinks he said right here the other day.
Yeah.
Are you talking?
He tries.
Not when there's a camera on.
Angela, it's like living with Mark. You're like living with Mark. Who lost in the abyss of the brain.
Some days it does feel like that, that's for sure.
So we had a funny story. I'll just tell you the funny story that happened because it was about Uriah, who's right here behind me. So earlier today, we were outside playing in the water, and Uriah had this little toy elephant that sprays water, and the kids were getting cold water and pouring it on Mommy's feet. They were playing in the little kiddie wading pool. And so Abigail, at this point, was playing with the elephant. She's squirting it on my feet, and I said, ew, elephant snot. And was just joking about it. Well, then Uriah thought anything he squirted out of the water gun was elephant snot. So he kept squirting us with water and yelling, elephant snot! Come here. Want to come say hi to the camera? Oh, where are you going?
I'm going to say hi to Aunt Angela.
Aunt Angela's on there.
Uncle Wes is probably not watching.
Hi, Aunt Angela. He's like, I'm tired. Why are you waking me up? So anyway, he takes a nap every day and really needs the nap. And yesterday, with my sister coming last minute, I tried to get this guy to take an early nap, and it didn't happen. And so he was crashed by bedtime. It was like 6:30, and he totally just crashed. Hey, guys, I saw a cute game on Pinterest the other day. Hey, Angela says, hey, buddy, love you. Saw a cute idea on Pinterest the other day, and it was a Bible game, and it was Would You Rather. You know the game Would You Rather, and it's usually would you rather drink Coke or Pepsi? Would you rather be hot or cold? Those types of things. But this one was a Bible version of it, and so it was would you rather be in the stable the night Jesus was born or in the tomb when he was resurrected? And so I thought that was an interesting game because it brings to mind Bible stories and then good discussion of why would you want to do those things. So I would say my favorite Bible story to study with the kids is probably Noah's Ark, where you get to talk about all the animals. Of course, any of the stories in the life of Jesus are great. Our kids also like to learn about Daniel in the lion's den and Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. That's okay. Mark, what's your favorite Bible stories to do with the kids? Other than Jesus, because of course any of the Jesus stories are great.
Do I get to make voices?
Maybe not. I mean, you can make voices, but I don't know if I heard a kid or not.
I don't know. I have a pretty interesting rendition of David and Goliath. Yeah.
Did you take my phone?
Yeah, I stole your phone.
Oh, okay, I just want to make sure.
Because you can't have it.
Okay.
I don't know. I just made that up.
So.
Yes, James is definitely much more my kind of person. James just says it like it is, as you said.
James also has shorter sentences, like Paul, who this is a sentence.
3 chapters later, Paul has a period in this sentence.
It makes it a little hard as you're trying to read the commas and such that are going on through there. So we really like James. He's crawling out the door. So the girls and I were discussing. Oh, both of them were climbing out the door.
They're having fun.
The girls and I were discussing the other day, why do no skirts have pockets in them? Because Malachi today is wearing an outfit that has 6 pockets in his pants. And at 9 months old, I'm not putting anything in those pockets because he'll eat whatever I put in those pockets. So why does he get more pockets than I do? I don't like this. But they're just out crawling around. So I'm planning on doing a grocery haul video when I turn this off. Not a grocery haul video. Planning on doing a grocery how to shop video, I guess. Our store has some good deals this week, so I'm going to sit down with the camera and show. I've done this before, but how I would go through the sale paper to make a meal for the week. We've got some really good deals, and I think I can probably do it for a low amount of money. So I'm going to do that. Are there other videos that we haven't done that you guys would like? I know at one point some people had asked us some questions about videos we've done, and life got crazy with everything else that was going on, with just everything, Mark's health, Josiah's health, all those things. So, okay, so you want a menu planning video, like how I decide what we're making from what I have in the food storage? Is that what you're saying? Yeah, this week hamburgers on sale for $1.99 and chicken breasts are on sale for $1.67. It's a limit of 2, but my mom bought hamburger yesterday and fed us burgers along with my sister yesterday, and she's making meatloaf for dinner tonight. So that's 2 meals I don't have to cook for. So there you go, Angela. My meal plan is my mom makes dinner last night and my mom makes dinner tonight. There we go. Okay. Oh, so 2 things we made this week that were kind of new to us. 3 things we made this week that were kind of new to us. My mom, again, she did my meal planning this week. So we went to Chick-fil-A the other day. Well, we got takeout from Chick-fil-A when we went to our appointments. And you know how they give you all the sauce? You ask for sauce, they give you a whole bunch. So we got some Polynesian sauce. And one night for dinner, Virginia made flatbreads, like tortillas. And we put chicken and lettuce and then put Polynesian sauce over the top and ate those. That was really, really good. Another day, we took some shredded chicken. We added barbecue sauce, and then we put that inside lettuce, like a romaine leaf. So we had one long leaf, and we put the chicken inside, and we put some cheese on top. So barbecue chicken and cheese, and we ate it like a taco, but in a lettuce. And also, I took hamburger. If you saw my grocery haul from Sam's Club, we bought the chub of hamburger, and the chub of hamburger worked really, really well. Like, I really liked the Sam's Club 90% hamburger. But we took that, and I took, I don't know, 1.5 pounds. I didn't do any measurements. Took it and put it in a 9x13, mixed with some dried onion and garlic powder and Worcestershire sauce. Mixed it up, and then patted it in the bottom of the 9x13 and baked it. And then we cut it up like hamburgers. So instead of having a round hamburger, we had square hamburgers. But I was able to cook it in the oven and not splatter grease all over my kitchen, but not be out over the hot grill. Just because with other stuff going on, the baby really needed me that day and didn't want to watch me be over a hot grill. So that's what it is. Angela, I'll have to check that out. I did not know you could get Polynesian sauce somewhere. I've been told by somebody that there's a Walmart sauce that's very much like the Chick-fil-A sauce, but I've never had that. And yes, I cooked the burger meat at 350, and it was kind of sitting in the grease. If you had a rack or something, you could probably put it in, but we didn't mind the extra grease. I don't think hamburger grease is necessarily bad for you. I don't save it and cook other stuff in it, but I don't mind my hamburgers being in it. And then when it was done, I sprinkled some cheese on top and put it back in the oven with the oven turned off and just let the cheese melt. And we actually ate that on top of croissants that had been given to us. So we had lettuce leaves and croissants with some ketchup and stuff.
He went that way.
Okay. Gotcha.
That way and
He went that way. He went that way. Mark's.
my brain's not working anymore.
That's okay. We're talking, Angela and I are having a conversation about Polynesian sauce and hamburgers. So, so those were some meals we had this week that were really good. Trying to think we found out that everybody in the family likes feta cheese. So that's been nice to have a little, break, like a difference in our meals. The feta cheese spreads further because it's so, rich. And we found out recently that the kids like cranberries on salads. Grandma had given them cranberries on salad one day. They really liked it. So now that's their thing. They like cranberries on salad. So guess that's going on meal-wise. I just realized we did this whole thing and everyone's looking at my unmade bed. So
Welcome to our lives.
this is what happened today. Everyone ran out the door so they could go do their secret thing. And I was home with all the littles and we just had fun being just littles. It was very different. Normally I have all the big people here, plus Mark. We talked about this in the video yesterday, how our lives are different because we have Mark around all the time. And it was fun to just have the littles. I wasn't answering everyone else's questions or anything. We just went and sat outside. My mom was outside with us and they just played in the water. And it was fun to just watch them enjoy and watch them be the center of attention, like not in a bad way. I just got to sit and absorb little peopleness. It was great. Yeah, I'll crawl back into bed, Angela. We'll stop this live stream so I can go right back to bed. I haven't slept very well the last couple nights because of Josiah's seizures. They make for an anxious mommy. I wake up and go, did I hear somebody? Oh no, what's going on? So I haven't been sleeping that great along with some other things. And I possibly broke my toe the other day. So that's causing me a little pain. It's not very bruised, but I went to walk. If you don't know, I've got a problem with my feet that they don't work right. But I went to walk and my big toe went underneath and then I stepped all my weight on it. And it hurts. It hurts more the last couple of days, but I've been trying to not, I hate wearing my shoes. I've been trying not to wear my shoes and I think I'm hurting it more. So I guess I gotta put my shoes back on. But I hate shoes. Mark does not understand me. He's not right now. He usually is wearing socks, even in the summer. He wears socks all the time. I don't get it. I like my feet to be bare and loose. So, yeah, that's what's going on. My mom went to Walmart today. She went and bought me some stuff. It hurts really, really bad, Angela. I don't know. And then Uriah did something to his foot. So the one that was just asleep behind me a little bit ago. Yesterday, he came to me saying his foot hurt and it looked like he had maybe stepped on a rock. And today it's a little bit red. And I don't know why. I don't know what he did. He's not complaining about it unless we're actually sitting and like touching it. And I don't know if it's because it hurts or because he just wants us to leave him alone so he can go play. But we have a doctor's appointment for a well child visit this week anyway. So we'll talk to the doctor unless he starts complaining of pain. Yeah, so that's what's going on. We're kind of not exciting. This week we have a bunch of appointments coming up and I think that's part of our not excitement is we're just trying to do life right now. We have this week coming up, Josiah has an evaluation for occupational therapy. He has, because he already does physical therapy, but because of COVID and everything, we're now going back. He has an evaluation for hearing because he complains certain noises hurt his ears. So that's on one day. And then the next day, Malachi has a well child visit. And later in the day, Uriah has a well child visit. So I'm just going to be out multiple days dealing with them. And then next week, Mark has an audiology appointment because they're trying to figure out if there's a way to deaden noise so he doesn't hear things. So that's what's going on. Thanks, Angela. I feel sometimes I'm just really boring and I don't really know why people watch the channel. Because today I'm just feeling that's kind of how I felt all day yesterday. Nothing in particular, just trying to mommy. I don't know. There's days I love being a mom. Don't get me wrong. This isn't anything about that. But there are days that it's like I just feel like I'm going through the motions. I'm enjoying the motions. I'm not upset with life or anything like that, but it feels like very much just routine. So I know we've done stuff this week, but I can't think of the enjoyment or excitement of things that have happened. So it sounds really depressing, but it wasn't supposed to sound depressing. I'm just kind of telling you, I just feel like we're in a good spot right now, doing the things we need to do and getting done the stuff we need to get done. We haven't officially started school for the year, but we never officially end school for the year. So we're kind of doing schoolwork on the days that we're inside, but because it's so nice, we're also getting out and enjoying. People who aren't from Maine might not understand, but summertime, because we're not used to the weather, 85 can be really hot and we want to sit inside under a fan. And so we'll do school on those days so we get it done. But if it's a 75-degree day and it's beautiful, we'll go out to the beach and not stress about school. We also do a lot of school in the wintertime when we're stuck inside. I know different places you do your school in the summer so that you can have nice, enjoyable days in the winter when it's actually cool enough to go do something. So, yeah, that's true, Angela, too. The warm weather is very draining. Trying to nurse my baby and keep hydrated enough to feed him, plus feed all the other little people that live here in this house and not so little people. And then the hot weather, yeah, definitely draining. And routine is very good. And I'm trying to look at our routine and change it to make sure that when we do days of school, that I'm not trying to figure out what's the next step. I'd like to get into a good routine of here's what we do so our day will keep going. But then we have fun days like today where I get to just enjoy the littles and do nothing else. So it's good to break out of that routine sometimes. So, Mark, do you have anything left to say?
I'm really not feeling well.
Mark's not feeling well. So today we're probably...
Josiah wakes up from naps and has seizures, and I wake up from naps.
I don't know if you heard that. Josiah wakes up from naps and has seizures, and Mark wakes up and can't do anything. Naps are not great for Mark, but sometimes he needs them. So I'm going to go make some mac and cheese for dinner. I told you my mom's making meatloaf. I'm making mac and cheese to go with it because I'm going to make a double portion so that we can take some tomorrow to our friend's house. I already got everybody's showers done, so maybe we'll do a movie night tonight. We were going to have my mom over for dinner and maybe play some games or something, but Grandma, there's a lady from Grandma's church who could use someone to come sit with her tonight. So my mom's going to take dinner over to her and go sit and chat with her. Just an elderly lady who could use some encouragement. So since that changed, we might do a movie or something. I'm not really sure. The kids are out still enjoying their time. And yeah, that's all that's going on. So thank you for joining us today. Sorry we didn't have as much to say, but it was kind of just filling you in on all the craziness that's been happening in life because of coronavirus. You're right, Angela. We still could do a game night. Yes. I hadn't really thought of that because they had a specific game they wanted to play with Grandma, which they really want Grandma to enjoy with them. But we do have a lot of other games that we could do with them. I don't know. What is your favorite game to play, especially with little kids? Our kids just found Candyland this week, and they have really enjoyed that. And it's been really nice because the little ones can sit down. The 8, 5, and 2 almost 3-year-old, can sit down and do Candyland by themselves without any adult help or not much adult help. So I can set them up at the dining room table if I'm working in the kitchen, washing dishes or whatever. So that works really nice. And another game we haven't played for a while is Ticket to Ride, which Angela got us, the kids' first adventures, something like that. That one's really fun. The kids like that, and I haven't taken that out for a while. So that's a good idea. We still should do a game night. Thanks, Angela. Oh, that's cute. They have a Monopoly Kids version at Walmart on clearance now. Oh, interesting. I don't know if kids are going to need to know how to use money now that everyone isn't using change and money as things are going on. But Monopoly is a fun game too. Angela, just pretend you're a little kid. Pretend Wes and Jess are little kids. It'll be okay. We do enjoy playing games, and I just saw a game actually for math. I'll pass this on for anyone who's homeschooling, and it was using cards to add up to 10. You have 4 cards in front of you, and you're trying to find combinations of 10. Thought it looked like a good math game. We like to play games where the kids actually learn something, but we also like just fun games too, like the Ticket to Ride. Actually, our 5-year-old keeps beating us at Ticket to Ride. She's figured out the whole thing. The rest of us enjoy playing, but we always lose. So that's what's going on. We will chat with you guys later. Maybe if we do a game, I'll remember to do an Instagram picture of it. So thank you for joining us today. We will talk to you guys next time.